stupidly epic. Hello everybody, welcome back to You Got 5 Minutes. Today's game is Steamworld Dig 2, which is obviously a sequel to Steamworld Dig. And so this game sees the main character as Dorothy. She's one of the sort of townspeople in the original game. In the original game, you play as a character called Rusty, who kind of wanders into town as this kind of lone stranger kind of character, and he starts setting about making the town like a better place for all the people in that. But then eventually he uncovers a total secret, like a big giant like evil robot that's wanted to destroy the world. So he eventually fights that robot, but then after that he disappears. So that's the setup to the sequel, is that Dorothy feels so indebted to Rusty for saving her town and eventually the world, and that she wants to try and find him to make sure he's okay, or what have you, you know. So yeah, this is Dorothy's story of trying to find Rusty from the first game. It's a really cool thing to see a sort of just like a normal character who just kind of had like just a slight affinity for the protagonist in the previous game carve out our own adventure. I get it, carve out, because digging. Kind of like just to see like, but because she didn't seem like a main character or anything like that from the first game, you know. She didn't seem like she was going to become the protagonist of her own game, you know. And it's just really cool to see a character take up that sort of mantle as protagonist and be like, look, you know, like I want to make sure that this, you know, this person's total helped us, so like I want to make sure he's okay. I just thought it was really cool, just like a really cool sort of way to set up the second game. But yeah, so as you can see, that this where I've recorded from is probably about, I don't know, maybe like 2/3 the way through, maybe 3/4 the way through the game. I didn't want to do what I usually do and just like record like the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game, because the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game is usually boring and like there's not much to see. Like you don't get like a sort of decent vertical slice of what the game will eventually offer you, you know. So I thought, well, instead of it being like the boring bits where all I'm doing is just like hitting a tile for like 4 or 5 like minutes, try to break it, it would be better to do just like, here's like one area later on in the game where if like my character's pretty powerful, he's got a she's got a jetpack and she's got the grappling hook and things like that. You know, the grappling hook eventually seems kind of redundant. Like once you get the grappling hook, you get it before the jetpack, and let me tell you, that grappling hook is a game changer until you get the jetpack. Because once you get the jetpack, there's like, you don't really need the grappling hook anymore, unless you want to try and like push an enemy like from a distance or whatever like that. But but yeah, my goodness, what a cool game. And Dorothy has her own actual moveset and things like that. Like Rusty had his own stuff. Like he was able to do his he had like drill bits and things like that, and but Dorothy's got like he's got a flaming pickaxe to set things on fire. She's got jackhammer fist, which allows her to punch through walls and stuff like that. I think Rusty had that in the first game as well, actually. But she's got a grappling hook, she's got a jetpack. She's way more kitted out than Rusty ever was. Like Rusty, by the end of it, you felt like a badass at the end of the first game, but like Dorothy is just like absolute tushy kicking machine, you know what I mean? But the game's set up as like almost like a Metroidvania sort of thing, where everything's kind of all laid out. Like all the major areas of the game are all sort of laid out already, but it's kind of surrounded in dirt, so you kind of carve your way through the dirt at your own, like in your own directions and at your own pace and all that. But yeah, like it's just such a cool, I don't know, there's something just really satisfying about, you know, like it's that same thing as like why Minecraft is really addictive, because like mining's just fun, just inherently, like breaking things, getting materials, and like transferring those materials to funds, and then like it's just that, you know, that loop, that cycle of like you go back to town, upgrade your character, and just like see how much money you can get for all the materials, and then, you know, upgrade your character and like see what you can do with it, you know. And there's loads of stuff. There's loads of like. Not only can you upgrade your character financially, like you're able to actually buy like new abilities and things like that, but you can upgrade those abilities with cogs that you find around the world, like in these golden sort of cog chest things. You can also buy new blueprints for like cog abilities, like cog upgrades, by handing in these little sort of artifacts to one of the townspeople. It's just like, yeah, everything sort of feeds into itself as like a big sort of gameplay loop of, man, like, I want to explore further, and in order to explore further, you've got to upgrade your character. Once you've upgraded your character, you can go further, and then like that thing will unlock like a new ability for you, like as you go through the game further. So here's a little bit of the, like just a tiny snippet of the cog section here. But yeah, it's just, and here's the guy that I'm talking to now. That's the artifact guy. Once you hit a certain amount of milestones, like, oh, you found an artifact, cool, like here's a new blueprint, or next bring me 5 artifacts and I'll give you another blueprint, sort of thing. And then it's like, bring me 10, bring me 15, you know. But yeah, it's like very, yeah, like I said, it all kind of feeds into itself. It's very Mad Maxy in that kind of sense. Like that's one of the things that I mentioned on whenever I was talking about like Mad Max, like on the back on the PS4, I think, was like everything is like a means to an end to upgrade your character to do better things within the game. And this game is like totally no exception, especially with it being sort of Metroidvania kind of esque. It's just, yeah, it's just really satisfying. And what you're seeing now is an example of one of the sort of little puzzle rooms. The game's got puzzle rooms sit around it, and they're kind of like, you know, the little trial rooms that you get in the new Zelda or whatever, you know. Just like sort of one-off little caves that can either give you like a little crate of cogs that'll like allow you to upgrade your character further, or just something that's got like a little bonus like artifact in it or something like that, you know. But the places, like the game's littered with them. Just tons of like little caves like that's just got things that'll just help you further your progress. And so obviously the puzzle here is to stop the tracks in time so they don't get crushed by the fists, and then, you know, pause, and then wait, and then go, and then hooray, stop. You can't the bottom track just doesn't stop. You can only stop the top two, the top and the middle one. So yeah, you're trying to like get it through this little obstacle course, but you've got to stop it before the bottom fists punch it. Ah, no. So yeah, it's just like a cool game. Guys, if you've not played Steamworld Dig 1, you should play that, because that's really good. But Steamworld Dig 2 improves almost in every way over the original game. And the original game was essentially this game. It's like they're very similar in terms of what the whole gameplay loop is, and you know, that just the concept of what you're actually doing throughout the game is very similar. But it just seems like they've taken that idea, they've taken that concept and ran with it, and for the sequel, you know, like they've just improved upon and just done more with it in this game. So guys, like I think that's pretty much all I really need to say on the matter. The game's fantastic. If this is at all piqued your interest, please do check it out. It's only like $15.99 or something like that on the PSN. It's just new out, so yeah, go check it out, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Just want to quickly thank you for watching the video, folks. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to have a wee look around the channel. I've got quite an awful lot of videos up now. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and all that crap. You know, just do your YouTube civic duty. Thanks, guys.